this is the second part of my video, and this is the darker side of stimming. So, as I was saying in the first video, everybody stims, and as an autistic, I get shamed a lot for stimming, and I get told, stop doing that, you need to sit still. And this has gone back to primary school even. If you can't keep your hands, stop fidgeting, you're going to have to sit on your hands. And this is why I argue that stimming is not involuntary. The movements you make when you are stimming are not involuntary because you can suppress stims. The stimming itself is a human behaviour, it's a human need to self-regulate. Stimming is involuntary. The actual movements and behaviours when you are stimming, they might be unconscious, but they're not involuntary. And the problem comes when you get too much, you mustn't stim in this manner, that you start suppressing stims. You're finding non-obvious ways to do it. So, one of my ones, I learned at a very young age, pinching. To the point of bruising, and I don't know how well you can see in the light, I still have sores over my arms. It's one I still engage in. I still do a lot of pinching, a lot of picking, a lot of scratching. Because I've been taught it's not okay for me to do this, to do this, to do all my other methods of stimming. You teach us it's not okay to do that. We start having to hide it. We start finding much smaller ways of doing it. The thing that I've done, biting the inside of my cheek. It's almost invisible. I have before ended up with ulcers, massive sores down my mouth. Nail biting. And nail biting can be a normal stim, but you start biting through all the crick of the nails. I'm not going to keep on and on listing the really self-injurious stims. I think most of you know what I'm talking about, either from your own experience or from witnessing it with other people. I think headbanging would be another one that I'd bring in under this. And the thing is, we get to this place not because we necessarily want to, but because we've been taught it's shameful to do. And we've tried to suppress these self-regulating movements, this rocking that we're doing, these things that comfort us, the foot jiggling. We're told no, we're told stop, we're told you have to be still. But we're not told another appropriate way to regulate our sensory experiences. We're not told another appropriate way to regulate our anxieties, to regulate our pain. And one that I really want to come back to, I talked in the previous video about humming. And now let's talk about meditation. Now, do we tell Buddhist monks who are sitting to meditate, going hum, do we tell them to stop humming? No, we don't. I was doing some reading recently. I can't even link you into where this research came from, I'm sorry, it's not normal for me to not be able to do that. I was doing some reading recently about the vagus nerve. And vagus nerve is connecting up the brain and the stomach, and it runs down the back of your throat. And humming stimulates the nerve. So if you think a lot of auties have stomach issues, I spend a lot of time feeling very sick with anxiety. And if I hum, if I sing, because I tend to sing more than hum. If I sing repeatedly the same little ditty, I'm stimulating that nerve. I'm calming down that nerve. And that is helping to calm down my entire system. So, why are you telling people not to do this? Why is that happening in society? But now, we don't want self-injurious stims. It's not. I'm trying really hard here not to moralise behaviour, but we don't want to shame people for their stims. So that is rule number 1. No stim shaming. If you start telling me, and I had this, and I had some forms of therapy that are applied behavioural analysis throughout my teens, because I started cutting myself. I have scars. I still do from time to time. And they would say to me, you cut because you think you're a bad person, so you feel the need to punish yourself. And I was a bit like, really? I didn't realise that was why I did it. You cut because that is how you let the bad feelings out. It is? Really? Okay. I couldn't figure it out. None of these reasons that they were giving me for why a teenage girl was cutting herself, none of them made sense. It wasn't until I started learning about stimming that I realised I cut to regulate my emotions. It was a stim for me. I pinch myself. I scratch at my skin. There's a sensory regulation, because I've been made to suppress the movements, the bigger movements, the jazz hands, the happy dance, because that's not how you behave. That is not appropriate for you to do that. I'm going to talk very briefly about a trip I had last year to meet a couple of friends and one of their husbands, and we went out for coffee. And I'm sitting there. I'm quite overstimulated, so I'm stimming very subtly with the spoon. And it's given me a break from forcing myself to make eye contact and mask. So I'm watching the cup of coffee. I'm watching the creamer, and I'm staring at. Why are you staring at your coffee so much, Ruth? Do you take sugar? Have you got sugar in there? No, I'm just cooling it down. Did you used to take sugar? You must have used to take sugar. That's where that behaviour's come from. I just didn't understand. And I just agreed. I was like, yeah, probably, that's probably it. So I was too ashamed to say, actually, I'm trying to regulate myself right now. I'm a bit overwhelmed with the noises and everything, and I just need a little bit of space to calm myself down. And then a bit later on we talked about where we're going to next, and it was a place I was quite excited to go to. And I'm like that. And one of these girls, she's my friend, so if you're watching this, I don't bear you any ill will for this at all. We're fine. But she just looked at me, she's like, oh, it's so cute that you're so excited. Oh, I mean, she genuinely, she did not mean that in a nasty way. This woman, she does not have a mean bone in her body. I'm not picking on these two people. But this is how ingrained it is to shame overt stims. And I'm quite a tight stimmer. I'm not arms everywhere. I keep it quite tight. And instantly, that took my internal monologue to, oh, you shouldn't have done that. That was bad. You shouldn't have done that. That's not what you do. That's not how you behave. Because I was taught that through behavioural training. So we do not shame any stims, and that includes the self-injurious ones and the ones that we want to change. And when we want to change a stim, we redirect it. And when we redirect a stim, we do not do that in the moment when they are overwhelmed and they are stimming to self-regulate themselves to calm down. We do that in a normal way. So I'm going to show you something. I didn't have this ready. It won't take me a minute. This is one of my Stims, and they're glitter pens. And these are skin-safe pens to do temporary tattoos. So, now ice, rubber bands, the normal pain responses to discourage people from cutting never worked for me. Because it's a visual thing for me as well as a physical regulation. So you get these, and I've got the physical feeling of the ballpoint pen on my skin, and then I've got the, I don't know if you can see, there we go, and then I've got the visual as well of the colour and the glitter. So we start this when I'm calm, when I'm not overloaded. We start It's Okay to draw on our skin and explore those feelings. And then, over time, if we see me getting distressed and I'm picking and I'm scratching, we say, oh, have you tried the pens today? And then we redirect the stim. The other one for me, tap instead of scratch. So if I'm scratching and I'm with someone, and rather than say stop scratching, say, Ruth, try tapping. You're not shaming something, you're not telling me not to, you're giving me a new option. Try tapping. And that's the thing, different things are going to work for different people. This is one of the things that works for me as a method of redirecting a harmful stim into a less harmful stim. The other thing that I've started doing, if I feel anxious, as soon as I start to feel anxious now, I will start to stim physically. So this is called reclaiming the stim. After all the years through my childhood being taught not to do it, I'm now teaching myself to do it. Because I'm now teaching myself to manage my autism instead of to mask my autism. Which means that now, instead of pretending that I'm not anxious and sitting very still, I'm saying, okay, I'm starting to feel anxious. I'm going to move a bit to regulate this anxiety. I'm going to hum. Ooh, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. I'm going to do a little dance while I'm walking in my bedroom. If I can start hitting that the minute I start to feel anxious and overwhelmed, I can start to regulate and I can start to de-escalate the situation before I end up harming myself. Because I've been suppressing the stim to a point where it has burst out in a violent manner. So I hope this might have been helpful to you. Like I say, this is, for me, my opinion, and this is what has worked for me. I'm really hoping it wasn't too triggering for you. Do leave a comment here on my blog, get in touch, let's on Twitter, tweet me, and let's have a chat about stims and management instead of masking.